This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the X-Zone. My name is Rob McConnell, coming to you around the world from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. If you'd like to visit us online, our website is www.xzoneradiotv.com. X-Zone Nation, it's not an anomaly that 70,000 fish washed up in the waters of Marina del Rey over the weekend. Just asked my guest this hour, Patricia Cori, a marine conservation expert and the author of The Emissary. Patricia writes about a similar devastating event in The Emissary and has dedicated her life's work to creating awareness of the tragic impact of our actions that we continue to make, even though we see it firsthand, that we are actually destroying this beautiful planet we live in. Now, Patricia is a best-selling author, screenwriter, public speaker, and has been interviewed on hundreds of radio and television programs. She's credited with founding the global nonprofit Save Earth's Oceans, Inc., whose mission is dedicated to restoring the balance of the ocean's ecosystem. Her website is www.theemissary.net. And Patricia, great having you here with us on the X-Zone. And hey, hats off to you for the great work you're doing.
Thank you, Rob. Same to you. Thank you for all you do to bring the truth out to the public.
Well, thank you, dear. Listen. Why did 70,000 dead fish wash up in Marina del Rey that weekend?
Well, of course, there's a lot of hypotheses about this, and the community, let's say the scientific community, is saying that it was about oxygen depletion in the water. But the truth is that this has been happening in the last month. In the month of April, there have been millions of fish dying all over the planet.
Really?
It's the best-kept secret in the world, but, I mean, we're talking China, Iran, and Europe, all over the States. Fish are washing up dead. So something is happening, something that we're not talking about. I would suggest the first thing to look at is Fukushima and the radiation that's surrounding the planet.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, but it's not just isolated to this place. It's happening. I got an email just yesterday with all the different places around the planet where it's taking place. So something big is going on.
So are we talking from small fish to the larger species?
Yes. We have the Marina del Rey situation is a lot of smaller fish like anchovies. But they've also got dead octopus, dead stingrays.
Oh, my Lord.
So it's not just one species of fish that's dead. And they're just washing up 70,000, 80,000 fish just dead floating in the water, which is very eerie because, as you know, if you've read The Emissary, that is a scenario in the beginning of the book.
Let me ask you this, Patricia. If these fish, these 70,000 fish, are washing up and they're dead, apparently with some nefarious cause, what about the fish that are being harvested throughout the oceans for human consumption? Are we putting humans in danger?
Well, I'm an avowed vegetarian, but I don't want to preach to anyone. But
right.
I would consider that now would be an excellent time to revert away from any eating of seafood or fish. Some people say, seafood might be a problem, but fast-moving fish are not a problem. It cracks me up. I mean, why aren't they a problem? The toxicity levels in the ocean is obviously very high. And I do think that between the mercury poisoning, the acid levels in the oceans, human sewage, and a number of other negatives, it would be the time to step away from the seafood platter.
You talked briefly about Fukushima. How deadly is the leaking or the reported non-leaking of nuclear spent waste from that nuclear reactor that you're seeing, that you through your contacts are saying, hey guys, this is a disaster. It's happening. It's not stopping. Like, why isn't anybody really doing anything about it besides you, dear?
Well, I thank you for that, but I'm certainly not the only one concerned. However, not a lot of people are being vocal about it, and there are probably a number of political reasons why it's not long life-inducing to be out talking about such a disaster, because nobody seems to want that information to get out to the public. And, Rob, a lot of people don't want to hear it because it's too frightening. But we do need to hear it because that's the only way that we're going to move into action and do something about it.
So here we're talking about the human ostrich syndrome, as I call it. You know, stick your head in the sand and put your butt up in the air, and somehow, some way, these people expect the problem to miraculously disappear. Well, it doesn't.
That's exactly true. And the thing is, my question is, and what I'm screaming about is, where are the nuclear physicists and the engineers? Why is this not a United Nations global concern where the geniuses from all of this industry...
Patricia, I hate to do this, but I've got to take a break. Please stand by. Exonation Patricia Cori is my guest, and we're going to be talking more about this horrific topic on the other side of the break. Don't go away. Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifeology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Named one of the world's greatest psychics, Elizabeth Joyce is now giving readings worldwide via Skype. Elizabeth Joyce is recognized for her clairvoyant ability to help find missing persons, her analysis of dreams, past life regression work, mediumship, and her accurate predictions. Elizabeth has been a frequent guest on the X-Zone radio show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, now for several years. For an appointment with Elizabeth Joyce, call 201-934-8986 or Skype at elizabeth.joyce. And for more information, you can always visit Elizabeth Joyce online at www.new-visions.com.
Do you have a dis-ease that you would like to alleviate through a natural means? Have you been contacted by angels, ghosts, or even extraterrestrials and want to validate these experiences? Or would you simply like to speak with someone who can help you find your life's purpose? I'm Dr. Joseph Mara, and I'm offering my services free of charge for first-time clients contacting me during the month of April. These free consultations include angel card readings, guided meditations, life coaching, and energy healing. If you have always wanted to explore these types of experiences but were skeptical or simply could not afford them, then take advantage of this free special offer. Contact me through my website, a guiding light spelled LITE.com to schedule your consultation today. Until then, I offer you love, light, and laughter.
Explanation, Patricia Cori is my special guest this hour. We're talking about The Emissary, www.theemissary.net. And, Patricia, you and I were talking about Fukushima and how the nuclear physicists, I agree with you, are really paying very little attention, if any. Mind you, it's just not Fukushima that worries me. It's also the depleted uranium that has been used in many of the different theaters of conflict around the world. There's so much. And you're right. It seems that the scientific community, especially the nuclear physicists who should be all over this, like a fat kid over a box of Smarties, but they're not.
Well, there's a lot of political control on these issues, and it's been hands off to the international community.
Mm-hmm.
And the government of Japan has said TEPCO can handle it. Well, okay, they haven't done a very good job of handling it, and it's not unlike BP oil spill in the Gulf when the United States said, okay, hands off, we're going to let BP clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is, this is not a corporate problem, this is a global problem, and it concerns the entire global population and all life on this planet.
Why isn't the United Nations and other worldwide organizations jumping up and down and making sure that something is done about it?
I wish I had an answer for that question. I don't have one, and I don't understand it other than to think. I've said this before on a radio show. It appears to me that there are two options here.
Mm-hmm.
One is that we're in the hands of totally incompetent people, and the other is that there's some sort of deliberate reason why they are keeping hands off. And both of these scenarios are very frightening.
Sure is. It sure is. Now, in your new book, The Emissary, within the story, you're beating your drums to let us know about how oceans are under attack, not only by pollution, not only by human garbage, human sewage, but by sonar activities. Now, what do you mean by this?
Sonar is an extremely deadly weapon or a tool let's just call it a deadly weapon to animals in the oceans, to to all of us, really.
Mm-hmm.
Extreme frequency is deadly to any living organism.
Sure.
But for the whales and dolphins, whose oral cavities are the absolute essence of their being, they move by echolocation, they hunt by echolocation, and they've got these really gigantic oral cavities in their brains and their heads. And when these strong sonar blasts go out, they're becoming deaf, they're becoming disoriented, they're losing their migrational orientation. They can't, they're not, I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words. They're not mating as they were, they're not birthing as they were, and overall it is a disruption factor for the cycle of these beings' lives. And the United States Navy has just enacted another 5-year war program. They call it maneuvers and testing. I'm not sure why they have to test for 5 years. But part of the testing of the Navy programs is sonar, new electronic weapons, which I don't even know what they are. I've heard they're using laser sonar, which I also don't know about. Explosions, chemicals, bombs, the whole works on the ocean. And this has just been approved and is going through. This will take out, as they say, an estimated 30. First I heard 12 million, then I heard 15 million, and now I'm hearing possibly even 30 million. Read my lips. Whales and dolphins in a 5-year period.
30 million whales and dolphins in a 5-year period.
That's what I'm telling you.
So basically, what we're going to be seeing is the eradication of 2 species by the